The book of Joshua is about courage, faith, and victory, how God fulfilled his promise and led his people into the land he had promised long ago. It started right after the death of Moses. The people were camped by the Jordan River, staring across at the land of Canaan. For 40 years they had wandered in the desert, but now the time had come to step into the promise. God spoke to Joshua, Moses' faithful assistant, and said, "Be strong and courageous, for you will lead my people to inherit the land I swore to their fathers." Joshua believed. He sent 2 spies into the city of Jericho to scout the land. There, the spies met a woman named Rahab, who hid them from the king's men. She told them she had heard of Israel's God, how he parted the Red Sea and defeated mighty kings, and she believed. Because of her faith, she and her family were promised safety when the city would fall. When the spies returned, Joshua led the people to the Jordan River. The priests carried the Ark of the Covenant ahead of them, and as soon as their feet touched the water, the river stopped flowing. The people crossed on dry ground, just as their ancestors had crossed the Red Sea. It was a sign. God was still with them. Once they entered the land, they faced their first great challenge, the walls of Jericho. The city was strong and heavily fortified, but God gave unusual instructions. For 6 days, the people were to march around the city once each day in silence. On the 7th day, they marched 7 times, and when the trumpets sounded and the people shouted, the mighty walls of Jericho crumbled to the ground. The city fell, and Israel won its first victory. From there, Joshua led the people in many battles. They conquered city after city, not by their own strength, but by God's power. The sun even stood still in the sky one day so they could finish a great battle, a miracle that showed God was fighting for them, but there were also lessons to learn. When one man, Achan, secretly took treasure that was forbidden, Israel lost their next battle. It reminded them that obedience mattered more than victory. When they repented, God restored them. Over time, the Israelites took control of much of the land. Joshua divided it among the 12 tribes, just as God had commanded. Every tribe received its portion: hills, valleys, fields, and cities, the inheritance promised to Abraham's descendants. In the end, Joshua gathered all the people and reminded them of everything God had done. He told them, "Choose this day whom you will serve, but as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Then Joshua died, full of years, and was buried in the land of promise. Under his leadership, Israel had gone from wandering to winning, from desert to destiny. The book of Joshua is a story of fulfilled promises that God never forgets his word. It shows that when his people trust and obey, no wall is too high or too strong.